I have to say it. I just have to do it. These are the things that I hate about Minecraft 1.14. So here we are inside of Minecraft, and the first thing that just gets me just so angry, I actually don't get all that angry, is that the new animals in the game cannot be made into a pet. So we have some pandas here, but I'm also talking about the foxes and the Arctic foxes as well. Is that these guys, while they're passive, and while you can breed them, and even with foxes, you can get a tamed version of the animal, they will never be your pet, like cats, dogs, and parrots. With cats, dogs, and parrots, after you have tamed the animal, then they will follow you around. They'll teleport to you if they're too far away. You can have them sit down to keep them where you want them to be. But with these guys, that will not happen. Because it would be my dream if one of these cute little foxes could be an actual pet that I can take home and have walk around with me and that sort of thing. So I really am upset that the new animals, while they're super duper adorable, cannot be made to be like cats and dogs. The next thing that I hate has to do with this block right here. This is the Grindstone. And the thing, I actually don't hate the Grindstone in itself. The Grindstone is used to take weapons, and you can combine them together, and then just like you used to do in the crafting table, you could put those two items in there, and they will be repaired when they come out the other side, as long as they're the same type of item. Let me just show you what I mean. Well, hello, I'm going to use this now. So let's say that I have these bows right here. This one has unbreaking on it. When it comes out though, it won't. Let me switch into the correct game mode. So if I throw this in here and I remove it, right now my experience is at 0. There you go. I got 1 level and some. So I got a little bit of levels there. You can also do the same thing whenever you combine them. They'll give you a few more levels, or you can just take these right out. So this is power 1. This is punch 1. This is punch 2. So there you go. So you can see that by removing these levels, by removing these enchants, you are getting levels onto your item. The thing that upsets me though, the thing that I hate about this, is that you cannot use hoppers in this situation. I truly wish that you could add a hopper to the top of this and also add a hopper below this, and the items would go directly into and be repaired out of the Grindstone. This would be fantastic to automate farms, especially skeleton farms. I personally play on a server that has a skeleton farm that's very useful, tons of enchanted items, but going in here and placing, it's just going to be a pain in the butt to continue to place things in there, and then need to get them out. And we kind of already have a situation where this level, we're getting levels over time, and storing them inside of a block already happens, and that happens with furnaces. So with a furnace, if you use a hopper to place items into the furnace and to take them out, then the first item that you grab out of there that isn't done by a hopper, that's done by a player, it releases all of the XP, and so it would go to the player. So it really frustrates me that we have grindstones, but we don't have hopper capabilities with grindstones, and especially to pull those levels off of items. Oh, that would be awesome. The next thing that I hate is obviously scaffolding. I have it in my hand, so obviously we're going to be talking about scaffolding. Now, I don't hate scaffolding in general. I do like the idea of having scaffolding. I like that. I like lots of features about scaffolding. I like the instant break. I like how it builds up. Recently, this has been changed that as long as you're holding scaffolding, the side of a scaffolding block is basically solid. So if I'm not holding scaffolding and I punch, I can punch through this scaffolding. But when I hold scaffolding and I punch, I will punch the actual scaffolding. You can even see it on the hitbox. So when I'm holding scaffolding, there's a hitbox around the scaffolding I'm looking at. When I'm not, it's not there. So it appears and disappears, which is pretty rad, actually. If you want to build off of scaffolding, you hold down shift now and you can place on the side of scaffolding, because one of the big issues I had was you had to hit it just right there. Oh, it was so annoying, so super duper annoying. And if you want to build up, you can do that as well. So there are some features that I like. The thing that I don't like about scaffolding, though, is this weird clipping thing that you have to do in order to use scaffolding. I really dislike that you walk into the middle of scaffolding and then you can go up, and if you hold down shift, then you go down. I just really, really dislike that. I wish that scaffolding was solid and you would basically hit the side of it and then walk up it as if it was a ladder. And just like with this tree, if I hit it, I don't move any further. And if I hit this, I would be stuck, and then I could use it as a ladder and I could go up it. I really dislike this clipping situation, mostly because it also just makes it really confusing. If you're out here and you're holding down shift to get to the side of the scaffolding, you're going to go into the block, and, well, I'm too far out. But I don't like that in one situation when there's no block below you, you hold down shift and you stop. But in another situation where there is a scaffolding block below, you hold down shift and you just go straight down. That is so frustrating to me. I really wish that it wasn't like that. They did sort of relieve this with the fact that you can look in a direction and build in that direction. So it removes the reason that you would have to shift off of the side of this block. But there's so many, I just shift so naturally when doing anything. Whenever I'm nervous, I shift, and now you fall through a block in some situations, but if you're on the edge of a tower, you would start falling all the way through. I just really find it inconsistent, and the whole situation could have been fixed if it was just a solid block all the way around and it acted like a ladder. And you would, if you had a situation like this, you just walk up this until you get to the top, and then you'd walk forward and you'd be, it'd work just like a ladder. So I really, really, really dislike that feature of scaffolding. The next thing that I hate happens to be with sweet berry bushes. I like that there's a new, food. I like that it's kind of useful and it's kind of cool. Here's the thing that I really, really, really hate about sweet berry bushes is whenever you have sweet berry bushes next to the side of a block and you walk into them. Sweet berry bushes, by the way, slow you down while you're walking through them. If you bone meal them up, they'll hurt you as you walk through them. But specifically, if you have a sweet berry bush by the side of a block and you try to walk and jump, you cannot jump the full height of that block. So, oops, I'm flying because I'm in creative. But if you have this situation here where you have a berry bush at every possible block position, that means that you cannot get past this block unless if you break the bushes and then move forward. And you may be thinking, well, Chad, this is a bug. This isn't an intended feature. The first time I have ever gone to the bug reporter and tried to report a bug, I thought, I'll be smart. I'm going to search for this ahead of time. Found the bug I'm talking about. It is not a bug. It was mentioned as working as intended. So that makes me even more upset because I thought this was a bug. I did my research. It's working as intended. I hate this. I really, really hate this. I wish that you would jump over the block. Just if block B in front of you, jump all the way. I don't mind if over here and you try to jump and you're not going to jump all the way up. I'm flying because I'm in creative. That's fine with me, whatever. But I really dislike this situation. And I feel like it could be taken advantage of in certain situations on survival servers that have protection enabled where players cannot break blocks, that sort of thing. I could see this being used as a way to look like there's no barrier there, and then you try to walk up and you can't jump up a block. Like, that's so abnormal. It's so weird that it could really be taken advantage of. I also see that being an issue. So, as you can tell, I'm heated. I am heated. I do not like this at all. Whew. Okay, got a little bit heated there. Let's calm down. This is something I hate, but I don't hate as much as those Stinkenberry bushes. Okay, so if you're a veteran player, this one may trip you and may catch you off guard. So be aware of this. If you're going to go into a crafting table like you've always done before, let's say you have some white wool and you want to change the color of that wool. So you take some lapis lazuli, you throw it in. Wait a second, what's going on? Has the recipe changed? No, recipe has not changed. This just doesn't work anymore. It doesn't work with lapis lazuli, ink sacs. It doesn't work with cocoa beans. And I kind of gave away the reason why. And that is because none of these things, bone meal included, are considered dyes anymore. They're considered their items that they are. So lapis is just lapis. Ink sacs are just ink sacs. And you have to convert them into the dye that they would be. So black dye will now make a black wool. Same thing with lapis lazuli. As long as you throw it in there, you'll get all the lapis lazuli switched over to blue dye, and then you can get your wool dyed as well. This really isn't, like I'm saying, this isn't something I'm like super duper upset about, but it is something that I know veteran players who have not been paying attention, this is going to be very confusing for them the first time that they throw an ink sac into a recipe expecting it to work just the same as black dye always, or as black dye will work in the future. And so that's gonna be funny. Somebody's not gonna know. Maybe somebody just learned this now. Then you're welcome. Okay, this is the last thing that I hate. The last hateful comment I will level your way, Minecraft. This is maybe the thing that I hate the most about 1.14. And one of the reasons I'm not showing it to you right now is because I have never come across it in actual Minecraft. I've been playing on 1.14 for a while, so we'll just go ahead and summon one in. That is the Wandering Trader. And the Wandering Trader comes with a Wandering Trader llama. So these two creatures are new creatures to 1.14. And the trader should spawn in with at least one llama, and the llama should be on a lead. So me spawning them in this way, they're a little bit broken. And so here's a Wandering Trader. Here's what he's trading. Basic stuff. The Wandering Trader will only spawn randomly in the game. There's no place to go find this guy. He'll just be walking like through your world from one location to another, and you're supposed to just come across him. Here's why I think here are the frustrating bits about this Wandering Trader. One is that his trades are really not all that incredible in my mind. He will only, a cool little trivia is that he will only trade emeralds for items. He will never do the opposite, where other traders, you might be able to give them wheat and then they will trade that. There you go. See, this guy trades wheat for emeralds. This guy will always take emeralds and he will always give you an item in return. The other reason that I really dislike this guy is that he will only stay in your world for 40 minutes. That is it. If you capture this guy and you name him and you put a hat on him, you actually can't do that. But if you use any other technique in order to make sure a mob does not despawn, that will not work on the Wandering Trader, and he will eventually despawn. So first off, he's super hard to find because you can't plan on finding him. Second, if you do find him, he doesn't stick around. And third, his trades aren't even all that incredible. If I could change this around, I would have the Wandering Trader arrive after a raid and have like incredible trades. I'm gonna do a video about things that I wish were implemented in 1.14, and I'm gonna spend a segment on this Wandering Trader here because I just don't think he's all that incredible. I just really what makes me, I guess, the most upset is that there was something that was developed into the game that has such a potential to be really cool. There are so many incredibly rare things in Minecraft. Beacons, even Nautilus shells are a little bit rare. Wither roses are incredibly rare. Like, he could trade, if he's gonna be that hard to find and that hard to keep around, he could trade some really awesome stuff that is really difficult to get, that you need to like make grinders and stuff in order to make. he could trade some of those items for high prices, and it would be so much more worth it in the end compared to what he is now. So there you have it. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Is there something that I left out that you hate about the game? Let me know all about it in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching this episode of OMG Craft. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a big ol' like. If you hated it, if you hate this video, give it a dislike, you know? Also, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so that you know when I upload a video next. See you next time on OMG Craft. Bye.